Hello. I'm not sure if I look different or not. I feel like I do. And forgive me. I'm literally just getting back from the barbershop, and I'm thinking they played a prank on me today. I don't know if I look goofy or not for real, but I feel like I do. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to y'all for hurrying up and getting up in here. Holy moly, we are live. I was going to title this The Livest Live, but I figured I would clickbait this a little bit and say that we need to have a talk. Live stream. So here we are. We're going to talk. I'm sure we're going to do a whole lot of things. And yeah, man, I got to start this off by saying I think the barbershop played a trick on me. I went to a new place today. There wasn't a lot of places that I found with availability today, and availability seems to be something that I don't really have a whole hell of a lot of lately. But yeah, man, I feel like I look skinnier possibly. Have I lost weight? I don't know. Tom Jones, number 1 up in here. Terrence, number 2. Foxy, number 3. Logger for life. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to you guys, man. Runner, I see you right there. Sean, Amy, Jerry, Flower Girl, Dale, very special shout out to you and everybody else up in here. Hey, what is going on? Man, it's been a little bit of an adventure. This past week has been, and man, a lot of things going on. Trump's coming into office today. Washington Redskins are going to win the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. It's wild, man. I'm working again. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, a lot of shit, a lot of shit to share with you guys. And, you know, time has not been a friend of me as of late. Wanted to be able to film videos, wanted to be able to do more live streams. I promise you guys, once I get in the groove of things, I will get back on track here. Like I had shared in the video where I said that I got a job. I'm putting the fries in the bag, bro. You know, I'm not going to quit YouTube, and it's my hope to be able to still share with you guys the same stuff and even more. So here we are, man. Hope everybody's doing good. Did you have today off? I literally started a job last Monday. Today I had a freaking paid day off. Where they do that at? Crazy shit was I wanted to work. I was like, yo, man, let me go in. I can put me in, coach. I could do some things. So because I didn't have to work, I went and got a haircut. I want to try to look more professional for the gig. The problem is I feel like I look freaking ridiculous right now. I done went and copped me a couple of new shirts, couple of new pairs of shoes, nothing fancy. I got me some $20 FUBUs on right now that look like some Jordans. Walmart is copyright infringing all the way. Marvin, what's going on with you? I see you right there. Resilient, what's going on? Justin, Trump, baby, I see you. The Watched says Walmart. Not sure if you're talking about where I got my shoes from or where you think I'm working at now. But nonetheless, we move on. Neighborhood says the Commanders. Oh, did I say the Redskins? I think that Trump's going to bring back the Redskins. Sorry about that. My political correctness is not up to fleek, but I think that Washington is going to win the Super Bowl. I had a hunch that they were going to beat the Lions. Now, that was a strong hunch prior to that game because you couldn't tell anybody that, and I kept that one to myself. But I was glad to see that they won, and, man, they are looking good. The only team that's going to stand in their way is going to be Buffalo. I think it's going to be Washington and Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Washington's got to play the Eagles. If it weren't for Saquon Barkley putting that thing on his back and telling Jalen Hurts, hey, look, give me the rock, I got it, they'd have been in trouble. Not even Derrick Henry could save the day for Baltimore, and I wanted Baltimore to win. I recognize real. Josh Allen is probably the best quarterback left in this thing right this second, and I know we've got Patrick Mahomes, but even the Chiefs aren't looking like the Chiefs. something fishy going on. But anyways, that's all I got for the sports commentation. Michael says, what happened to Richard? Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. Completely fell off the map, Richard did. I've reached out to him numerous times, can't get a hold of him. And there's people that I really need to get in contact with and want to. Richard is one. Lucky is another one. I don't know what the hell's going on with Lucky, but I'm guessing that he's doing okay. I really need to call him. Shout out to Lucky. I know Lucky wants to start his own YouTube channel, and I wish him the best with that. So, yeah, man, a lot of things have changed in this last week that I've been working. Born Mush says, how's the new job going? It's definitely a learning curve, but I'm enjoying it. When I went and got my hair cut today, they asked me what I do for work. I got to say that I was a project manager. It just sounds crazy. It sounds like some shit that you need a 4-year degree for. After I filmed the video saying, hey, look, I'm a project manager now for a massive construction company, I went and I researched it. I was like, do you need a degree to be a project manager? And there are a couple of specialty certificates that you can get. You know, a certified project manager, a professional project manager. And basically, you know, they do recommend that you have some schooling. They say that it's not required. One of the biggest requirements for it is 4,500 hours on the job. That's 2.5 years. I've gotten right into things, and I feel like I've been doing pretty good with it. But we'll see. I am a little apprehensive. I don't want to overreach or become overzealous. I definitely have to take the passenger seat on a lot of things. And I've been doing that. But the short of it is it's been going pretty good. And I'm hoping that this second week on the job is going to be, you know, more productive than the first week. But the first week was pretty damn productive. So here we go. Hey, The Watch, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. We don't want you here anyways with your freaking crybaby bullshit. That is one of the weird things about having a job all of a sudden. Now I can kind of speak my piece to a certain degree. I don't have to yes and boss you anymore, you son of a bitch. I'm kidding. But no, The Watch, for real. Get the fuck out of here, man. Anyways, Resilient says, how's the haircut working out for you? LOL, just kidding. I look freaking ridiculous. Hopefully when I put a collared shirt on, it's going to look a little bit better. But I don't know what they did to me. I got a big old bald spot right here, too. I don't be liking that shit. Runner says $150K a year, project manager for floor. Or flower. I don't know what you said right there. Yeah, man, there's money in this project management gig, that's for sure. And it's been a cool little ride thus far. And man, I'm working my ass off. I only got to work Monday through Friday, but I worked all weekend. Put together a proposal for a decent sized little job, trying to help with other situations as well, and it's been pretty good, man. Pretty good. Michael says, been given a chance like Cord was. Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Cord. I talked with him. When did I talk with him? I think yesterday. The second Cord video that we did, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. That video tanked. Thank God TikTok was bought by Facebook. And we're back over there because TikTok is the future. This video is already demonetized, so we might as well just call it for what it is. Yeah, man, I look at the whole TikTok situation that happened. They had like a 12-hour outage, I guess, to change servers and to do things like that. I've seen people talking about it, and I'm like, it kind of makes sense. But anyways, with the second Cord video, that video probably, hopefully, will pick up over time. I don't even really sweat it because it is a really good video. I know that it's super long. I know people don't have the patience for an hour-long video these days. So I'll probably end up chopping that thing up, putting it on TikTok, and maybe it'll do something. Regardless, whether it does or it doesn't, I'm still proud of that project. I still want to continue to work with Cord and everybody else that I've been working with. And I'm going to continue to bring you guys that. McCadre says, when did you start the new job? I started last Monday. I worked the whole week. I even got paid on Friday. That shit was crazy. I ain't never worked no job where they don't hold a week. I got a paycheck. I was like, damn, okay. I'm getting paid every week. Donnie says, will you pay your bills now? Listen, man, I don't know what you're referring to right there, but, I do pay my bills. Sometimes I struggle with that as of late. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, man, bills are fine. Shit is fine. Also got a chance to talk with Dave yesterday. First time I talked with him in a long time. Shout out to Dave. If he's checking this thing out, man, Dave is doing good. We talked for like an hour yesterday. Would like to get up with him maybe in the near future, and we'll see. What else we got going on up here? Aaron says, the haircut looks good. Beard line looks weird. I don't shape up my beard. I mean, I have, but not lately. I did just knock my beard down yesterday, so that's probably not doing me no favors neither. I'm probably looking like a pure T frickin' Joe Biden in this bitch. Sorry. Anyways, what else is going on? I had a weekend off. I wanted to work on some videos, but the crazy thing is I've been going to sleep so freaking early. I go to sleep now at like 7:30 in the evening, and I'm up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm doing a lot of things for the job that I have, but all the while trying to balance because I want to continue with the video work. I just haven't had anything to really film about. Most of what I do want to film is me going out and, continuing with Cord or Kelly or Lucky or people like that. And I just haven't been able to do that. I do want to share with you guys something. Travis says, why aren't you working, Joe? It's Monday. It's fucking Martin Luther King Day, buddy. It's inauguration day. I had a paid day off. I mean, I did. Yeah, man, it's the wildest shit. And as a day one employee, that's when your paid days off begin at the company that I work for. Craziest damn thing. Beautiful company, awesome opportunity for me, and I'm hoping to excel with it. Not without trials and tribulations and, things that I have to work through, problem solving, things like that. But that's what a project manager does. So it's nothing new to me. I think that even when I had my business going on, all of my businesses, including YouTube, I was always managing projects. NS, God damn it, man. I tried to do this live stream without NS getting up in here, and son of a bitch, he found us. I'm going to tell you, man, I titled this thing, We Need to Have a Talk. But the other idea that I had was the livest live stream ever. And folks, that's what it's about to be. NS, what's going on, brother? Shout out to you. Old Joe Biden is out today, baby. Someone popped the confetti. Yeah. I don't watch Saturday Night Live. It's far too fucking woke for me, just to be honest. But I did see that Dave Chappelle was up there, and he had this, inauguration speech that he made at the end of the show, and he said something along the lines of, look, Donald Trump, which I already took offense to because he didn't say Mr. Trump or President Trump. He said Donald Trump, you disrespectful son of a bitch. But he said, listen, no matter who they voted for, and immediately I knew right then that Dave Chappelle voted for Kamala, he said, do better this time. And I thought to myself, well, what the fuck did he do so bad the last time? But that was just me. I know that everybody's entitled to their opinions, but I didn't really like that. I do want to go ahead and move on and share with you guys some other things. NS is not going to like me for this. Folks, we have began filming the gay zombie apocalyptic movie. It is in production right now. Jeff, what's going on, man? The movie is in production. There's already some sample footage filmed of this thing. I'm thinking about making that available for like channel members, but we're going to have a top tier for that. Like you can't just be a $1 channel member and get access to it. This shit is the gold standard of what content should be. If I could tell you the plot line, which I cannot, you would say Joe abandon After Prison Show and all of that and move on completely and just focus on this project. If I told you about it, some of these scenarios, some of the scenes that are going to take place in this movie, they're pretty wild. We contemplated for a long time which direction to go with this, whether we were going to go in like a serious manner or a funny manner or skirt the line. But I think together, him and I both want this thing to be both. And some of it is downright freaking insanity on the comedy aspect. Obviously, people are going to lose their freaking shit behind this. But also, I don't want it to be like cheesy or tacky. That's my biggest issue with this. Aaron says, bro, don't waste your money on more projects. I guess what you're doing right there, Aaron, is you're calling me a freaking failure. JPL Music said the speech was hilarious. Trump was standing on business, and Joe just looked more dazed and confused as it went on. I haven't even gotten a chance to see it. I'll watch the replay for sure. Ryan says, drop an APS coin. We've got Hawk Tua coin, and now we've got freaking Trump coin. Don't know where the world's going to. Where is Hawk Tua? Folks, are we missing the mark right here? How much money was invested and snatched out from people's life savings and 401ks for believing in the Hawk Tua? In the Pookie, I love you. I know I'm going to freaking crash out on this. There's no doubt in my mind. It's been too long. It's been too long, folks. You know what happens when I don't get a chance to do a video or a live stream for a while? I'm just waiting for that. It's a ticking time bomb. Say the right thing in the comment section, which will essentially be the wrong thing, and you'll put that battery right in Joe's back. Curtis says, I thought Joe has a job working for a trout, a big fish. I do have a job. It's a paid day off. It's Martin Luther King Day, for God's sakes. It's a federal fucking holiday. If you're not standing on business and representing for Martin Luther King Day, you're a goddamn racist. And if you got to work, that was probably horrendous. But no, for real, it is a paid day off for me. I don't know. I don't know if Martin Luther King Day is a federal holiday. Does the mail run today? Target was open, which surprised me, but Raising Cane's wasn't. What are we doing? Ryan says we need a Melania coin. Is that Trump's wife? Forgive me, I'm not good with geography. Travis says, Joe, last video you said you needed to tell us something. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag now. I got a job. I'm working for a big construction company. I'm a project manager. I know that last video that I did prior to that, talking about my last prison making the news and this $200,000 freaking Suboxone bust that they had there, I know that sounded really doom and gloom. And there were a couple of people who were thinking that I was talking about maybe I'm going to be getting a divorce. Folks, my family is fine. Everything is fine in my personal life. It's just been a roller coaster of going to work for somebody. Imagine this. For the entirety of my life, I had been a fuck up. Came home from prison after 7 years, began working a job, making $14 an hour. I worked that job for about a year. I become successful in YouTube. I never have to look back. I took a chance and I never had to look back. Throughout the success in YouTube, I was able to start multiple different business ventures, cleaning business, moving company, moped rental service, flipping houses, apartment and renovations business. A couple of other things as well that I can't even think of right this second. All of those situations, I was my own boss. Now, about 10 years separated from my release, I'm going to work for somebody. It was a bit of a culture shock for me. Because in some regards, it was almost like, whether I felt it or whether people thought it, it's almost like accepting defeat in YouTube or social media in general, because I've got multiple different income streams from social media. So I felt that for a little bit because I was like, damn, if I take on the job, that's essentially a career. It's almost like I'm giving up on YouTube, but I just told myself when I accepted the position, I was like, well, I'm not willing to do that. I'm going to work on my social media just as much as I give to the job. And in fact, to be real about it, because this is such a big implication in terms of a career move, obviously I'm going to give more to the job than I will be able to give to social media, but I promise that the energy that I put into the social media will be just as strong, even if it's not videos every single day. So that was what I had to tell you guys, that I was kind of battling with myself because I filmed it like 3 different times, but there was always something in it that I was like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't, like I'm filming it while I'm driving. I didn't like that. I filmed it with this GoPro style action camera, which I don't really like anymore, this Insta360 Pro. Hate that freaking camera now. I wanted to have a good feel. So I had to film it in front of the, in the shed like I'm doing right here. NS again, what is going on, brother? Hawk 2 got stuck. She has a mouthful these days. Okay, I see what you did right there. We live in strange time. APS is free speech zone. Bring up what comes to mind, people. Folks, you see these numbers. There's 287,000 people watching this thing live right now. Folks, we are doing bigger numbers than anybody on the internet. Speak your piece. It's the internet, for God's sakes. James says the post office is closed. That would ensue that today's a federal holiday. MTV says no mail, no school, banks are closed. Hallelujah. Aaron, shout out to you for the 3 months right there. Hey, how is Joe Does stuff going? And Trump is going to kill the next 4 years, mate. I think Trump's going to do well. Obviously, everybody should hope, whether you voted for him or not, that he does, because these last 4 years were an abomination for our country. Forget your political alliances. It's just facts. Will Trump be able to do all of the things? High likelihood, no. But hopefully it does go good. And he's who I'm rooting for, and he's who I voted for, so I'm with him. NS with the 10 gift memberships. Gosh almighty, man. The love you guys show me on this thing is unbelievable. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for rocking with me on this. I missed this one right here. Just Simple. Shout out to you for the 1 month on the ramen soups. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you're still up in here. YOLO Joe, you only live once. Hope you and the fam are well. Any plans on moving out of the state in the future? So there's another crazy cookie that you just mentioned right there. Yo, my life right now is quite a bit of a roller coaster. Just took on a new job, which is a career. People aspire to be what I'm doing. And you know, my wife is very successful in her career. So, and then I got YouTube and all of the people that I work with in the local area. But let me tell you, dude, it was just last week, actually the week before last, right when I was accepting the position for this project manager role, that my wife was offered my wife was offered another position out of state. And let me tell you something, man. My wife does good. She does really well. And the money that they were ready to offer her to move out of state was really good. A decent amount more than she already makes, and she makes really good money to, where she is now. But she had to make that decision. So the game plan was she was going to accept the position. She was going to go. I was going to stay in Virginia. She was going to go with my son because my son would be closer to more of our family. And then I was going to sell the house over the course of the next 3 months and figure it out. But then the job came up right during that time as well. And I was like, shit, maybe I'll have to be here for longer. But long story short, she ended up not accepting that. And I'm trying to remember why. It was because it was going to be basically like uprooting overnight. And we've got just way too much here right this second. Obviously, it was a move that we definitely considered. And I don't think she felt good with me staying here and having to deal with all of this. So she ended up staying. She ended up not accepting the offer. And then she gets a freaking raise when she doesn't. And now, she's damn near where they were going to put her before. So wild situation, man. But yeah, man, fam is good. Everything is going, pretty damn good. I ain't going to lie. Having this new role in my life, this new chapter, it should fill me with like a lot of anxiety in terms of like, what if I'm not able to live up to the expectation of what somebody in this position should do? I don't have that at all. And I don't want that to sound like an ego or like a confidence thing. Well, it is a confidence thing. Because it ain't nothing that I'm not already used to. So maybe it was like the perfect storm. Aaron, shout out to you. I'm a Trump fan. That was a positive post. I missed the whole mark. I'm sorry, man. Shout out to you, though, man. NS, again with the generosity. Who thought Shoes from the Joe interview was a very strange dude? Vote 1 for yes. Vote 1 for strange and 2 for a wise man. I like the poll going on right here. What's everybody saying? I got a couple of 1s right here. No 2s. No 2s. Oh my God. Oh man, y'all be tripping me out. NS says, would you hire Shoes as a self-help coach or life coach? Vote 1 for yes or 2 for no. This is like a cross-examination right here. When you don't get the information that you're looking for, you seek it out in a different way. NS, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that Shoes would be much help as a self-help coach or a life coach. He lives by his own wavelength. He lives to the own beat of his own drum. He does. Sadly, I haven't heard or seen the guy's Shoes from that video that we did with him much. I did run into him one other time at the thrift store. He had some shoes that he wanted to work on. But, to say it the best way, I would be left to feel like he's probably dealing with some things that weren't going to make that a realistic thing. And that's like a realistic endeavor for him to be posting up and working on shoes where he could potentially be doing the business of his dreams. You basically get it all dropped in your lap. How crazy is that? Let's think about this for a second. Here's a guy that when I meet him, he's super down on his luck. But according to him, he's in the position where he exactly wants to be at in life. But he has this fascination for shoes and cleaning them up and repurposing them and refurbishing them. And I'm like, hey, look, man, I'm freaking like Jack Dougherty of the internet, but, way more popular. like Wes Watson, but way more bald and obviously more handsome. I'm all of these things right here in front of you. I'm like, oh God, what's the guy that tried to buy TikTok for 20 million cash? 20 billion, excuse me. I'm him in essence. This is fucking Shark Tank right in front of your face. I give this guy the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm like, look, man, we can get you set up here. You can do all of these things. But sometimes when people get exactly what they want, they still don't even want it. And it was then that I realized that this guy probably has some deeper things going on. And I was sad for him for that. But you can't change how people are or what they're dealing with or anything like that. Look at the situation that Cord was in. Cord was in a job where he was making $9.25 an hour, loading and unloading trucks. He gets offered a position for $70,000 a year, being a supervisor. His experience is running a gang in prison, leader of the Bloods. Like, when is that ever going to win you any accolades? But for him, it does. And he takes that and he excels with it. A guy who was essentially doomed from the gate coming home from prison excels after prison, even gets his freaking gun rights restored. All rights, including his gun rights, restored. Some people, oftentimes people never get exactly what they want or get the break or the chance that they want or need. But sometimes people do. And they either squander it or you are left to see that even that's not enough to either fix what's going on in their head or whatever else. And I'll even use me as an example. Given this opportunity as a project manager, buddy, I'm taking this shit and I'm running with it. I'm going to make, waves with this. I'm going to excel. I know I will. To me, it's nothing that I'm not used to. I love the ripping and running, talking with people, coordinating, planning, scheduling, problem solving, all of those things. I don't even sweat it. And even if there's things that I don't know, I try to learn them very quickly. Obviously, like I wouldn't be going and doing a freaking full HVAC install because I don't know how to do that. But damn it, I'm going to make sure that if I've got to, be on top of that taking place, I'm going to watch me 1,000 HVAC videos on YouTube so I at least have some kind of common sense about what a air handler and a freaking a capacitor is. Maybe it was just the thermostat all the way. Hey, Jamie, shout out to you, man. Appreciate the generosity right there. Good to see you've got your confidence back. Good luck with the new job. I don't want it to come across as like I'm ego tripping. It does give me a little bit of, I don't even want to say it's giving me like the creative freedom to like crash out on a live stream. I'm not really trying to do that. And don't get it confused with that's what I'm doing. The fact of the matter is I just miss doing these live streams, and there's been so much that I'm almost like a kid in a candy store. I can't even contain myself, and I am cussing a little bit more than I normally would, which I don't particularly like. And, maybe being a little more loose with it. Painkiller says Joe is an air handler. Damn right. Damn right I am. I change the temperature of a situation real quick. I'm like a 2-zone heat system. God damn it. I'm multitasking. You know what I mean? I'm a gas, what you call that thing? The gas compact system, whatever you call it. The gas pack. Yeah, man. When it gets too hot, I know when to cut off. You know what I mean? When it gets too cold, I know when to. I should have been a freaking rapper. All of a sudden, since TikTok got bought by Meta, I'm seeing like 60-year-old white Irish rapper dudes. They're freaking like great grandfathers. and they're from the UK. So they're talking about fags. But those are cigarettes over there. I heard that and I was like, oh. And then I thought to myself, Joe, what are you doing? Power Toy says, are you done with the thrift store now? I don't want to be. Absolutely not. I told them that, I was taking on this role and I was going to see how this worked out. I just went there yesterday. I didn't get a chance to see the store owner, but I dropped off some of my son's old toys, like a decent little donation. I want to continue to work with them, but obviously, my time is going to be quite limited in that regard. Crab Stamper says they're Scandinavian rap. They're English. You must have seen that same video. NS with the gift memberships. Jeez, man. Have I told you guys that this guy NS has single-handedly saved this channel? I don't know if you saw the views that last video did, man, but they were not very good. Big D says, why aren't you at work? I got fired on my day off. If it ever comes to a point where I am really struggling for the content, all I got to do is make a video talking about that. I could just make it up. I got fired. I could create some role play drama for the views. George says NS is a monster. He really is. Great dude. Great dude. Money says, Joe, why aren't you answering the endless fans that pay? Sorry, somebody else paid. Dan! What's going on? I'd like to see how many politicians brought stock in Meta last month. One of the politicians that drafted the bill to ban TikTok actually invested in Meta. Yeah, I learned that from TikTok, actually. Facebook has a verified TikTok account that appeared like a fucking Black Hawk Apache helicopter. I don't know if those are the same thing or not. But, yeah, man, that joint appeared overnight with, at the time of people doing their conspiracy frickin' meltdowns on TikTok, that, overnight, 400,000 followers, not a single post, not a single follow back. What's crazy is, man, like the last day of TikTok, which was what, Saturday? Was it Saturday? Yeah. Saturday was the last day of TikTok. Sunday it was banned. The last day of TikTok was so freaking cringe. People are making these freaking farewells and they're putting a lot of work into these videos, these skit videos or these, tearjerker joints talking about going over to YouTube and all of those things. But I'm just sitting back like, man, this is wild as shit. Because all the while I knew TikTok was coming right back. Okay, if they're not going to not let it get banned, well, best believe by Monday that shit is back. What I didn't, what nobody could have imagined was the meta data situation that took place. The wool that was pulled over our eyes like a Hawk Tua coin. There was all of that. But Jesus Christ, man, if you to watch some of these creators who made not just one TikTok goodbye video, but like 5 on the same day. It was something to see, man. You had to be there. It was like freaking the Call of Duty gulag during COVID. Dad, what was it like during the lockdown? Hey, Buckets, what's going on, man? APS up in the house. Yeah, we are, man. Got a day off today because of MLK Day. Today's also Inauguration Day. It's a big change. Tomorrow is going to start week number 2 at my new job, and I'm very excited for it. I was ready to work this morning. Aaron says it's random who gets memberships. Literally, whenever somebody gift memberships, it just goes with the next people in line. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just the way that it does. And that's what you're talking about. It's random, brother. They do it randomly. Yeah, exactly that. Chewy says you can watch stuff but can't post on TikTok. I didn't know that. I thought about doing a farewell video on TikTok, like, gee golly whiz. We had a good run, didn't we? But I've never really done it. I've done like 3, maybe only 2 actual TikTok videos. Most of what I do over there is just like cutting up YouTube videos and creating shorter content with that. Nado says, I wonder if Danny is back in prison, LOL. I hope that he's not. I don't wish that on anybody. I do have a sad update for you, though, in terms of being locked up. You're never going to believe who's locked up again, sadly. So here was a crazy little thing. This morning I was going through my Rolodex with this new job in terms of all of the really skilled people that I know in the construction industry. And here's another thing that I never even shared with y'all. Folks, it was my first week last week. I brought my top guy with me. My top guy is about to be hired on with the company. He worked all last week. And, man, he is a freaking all-star. Great dude. Shout out to Gene. Gene's going to be coming on. I tried to bring Eli. I tried to bring another guy who might be watching this live stream. And if you are, it's not my fault, buddy. It's yours. Don't pass that buck to me. And who else? There was a couple of people that I wanted to bring with me. Boom. Crazy shit I just heard from Gene right now. So I was going through my Rolodex of all the people that I knew from the painting business who were good or from flipping houses. And, man, I got a lot of people. For some reason, Brian, where's my HVAC, came to mind. I don't know why. I know people had asked over the course of time whatever happened to that guy, and I shared with you that he did pay me back. He had a court order to pay me back, and he paid me back because had he not, he would have ended up having to serve time. He got a deferred sentence and for construction fraud, and he paid me back. So I never had an issue with him after that. We never really had any contact after that. Maybe he reached out like once or something like that, but that was it. So I was seeing him on like TikTok, and it seemed like he had a pretty decent job, probably a really good job. And folks, I shit you not, this dude is locked up again, and he's been locked up for a while. And guess what he's locked up for? Freaking construction fraud for the 3rd time. If this was Texas, that's a life sentence. 3 strikes and you're out. Virginia doesn't do that. But if he was down in Texas, you would be getting a life sentence off how you get locked up, charged and locked up 3 different times in your life for construction fraud. If that don't scream that, man, you just can't help but to take advantage of people. And I hate that. But, I mean, hey, red is red. And that's what it is. What am I missing here? And that's again with the generosity. Man, all these gift memberships, these donos, if Joe did stand-up comedy, would be 1, the best ever, or 2, I don't know what that is. Segura level? Look, man, I don't mean to toot my own horn or something like that. Painkiller, you know. Oh, man, how does the song go, Painkiller? I forgot it. I'm putting roofs on the weekend because I know the city code enforcement sleeps in. And come Monday morning when they be creeping, I be like, ha, motherfucker, ha, ha. Folks, that's another song that I'm working on right now. It's called Roofs on the Weekend. And if you don't know what I'm talking about right there, it's all about pulling permits. I'm putting roofs on the weekend because I know the city code enforcement sleeps in. And come Monday morning when they be creeping, oh my God, that's a brand new roof. I'd be like, ha, motherfucker, ha, ha. Folks, if you ever see a roof going on over the weekend, understand why that's taking place. Because we need to hurry up and get that bitch done by Monday morning. Yeah, we do. Tom Segura, he sucks. Got it. NS, I'm going to go back to your comment right here. If Joe did stand-up comedy, would it be a 1, the best ever, or 2, Tom Segura level? Again, I don't say this to toot my own horn. You ever heard of that guy, Shane Gillis? He's not even really all that funny. Better than him. I'm putting roofs on. Power Toy says, is the zombie movie postponed now? No. It's actually in production. I don't even know what you say. Am I the producer? The executive producer? I'm the director. Folks, we actually have already started filming the zombie movie. If I shared with you the 2 clips, NS, should I share them with people? Should I put it out there? We've already got a lead role filled. You'll never believe who we've cast for this movie. I won't share with you those details of this sample scene that we filmed. I won't do that because there is a little bit of some cakes hanging out because it is a female role, and we're doing a gay zombie apocalyptic movie. However, this movie is going to be geared toward just everybody, right? I mean, everybody's going to watch it. That's for damn sure. But you're going to have straight guys who are watching this movie, and I don't want them for a second to question their sexuality. Like, damn. Because one scene that I haven't even talked to NS about just yet, but I do want to share it with y'all here live. So NS, brace yourself, brother. One scene would, just imagine this. You've got a group of survivors. They're non-gay infected. Okay, all walks of life, men, women need to save the men, like wild type of shit. But you're going to have this one guy who's a part of this, the survivor faction. And he's going to be doing a lot of suspect gay shit, which the rest of the group is going to, they're going to be like, yo, hey, what's going on? He's going to be saying things like, hey, yo, nice cock. And everybody's going to be like, yo, pause, homeboy, no diddy. Not even that could save you from something like this. And then all of a sudden, Buddy just comes out as a covert secret ops, black, SEAL Team 6, gay zombioid. He just transforms, he mutates right there. The shit is too real for him. He's like, that might be going in a different direction, but think about that. What if one of the survivors was actually undercover and sus? You know what I mean? Now he's putting all the survivors at risk. The Buddy just mutates right there on the spot. We've got a tagline for this movie. I mean, think about when you're seeing we got a freaking movie poster. AI created it, but I asked them to do so, and they did. You know what the movie poster says? You think about movies like, Terminator, like Hasta la vista, baby. You know what I mean? Our tagline for the movie is, oh my God. Folks, we had 330 people in here. We've got 306 now. 30 of those people were gay or offended. I'm kidding. And again, let me reiterate this for the cancellation call. I'm not here to, if you get offended by the project, I guess is the best way to say it, you probably need to check yourself, right? Because my take on this project is coming from like a white girl's perspective. You remember the movie White Girls, where 2 black guys dressed up with white paint on their face and They were white girls. And folks, there were plenty of people who were pissed off about that movie. You need to check your priorities. It was a comedy. Don't take it so seriously. We're not going to be advocating for violence toward anybody. The violence is going to be like, pew, pew, lasers coming out of their eyes type of shit. It's just a movie, right? But I didn't even get a chance to share with you guys the tagline for the movie. It's not hasta la vista, baby. It's, oh my God, they're not eating each other. They're kissing each other. In a world where a gay zombie apocalypse takes over the world. Only a small lot of survivors are able to weather the storm. What happens when? You know what I mean? Yeah, oh my God, they're not eating each other, they're kissing each other. A very, direct approach. There was something else I was going to share about the movie, and I can't remember what it was now. We have a lot of interest in terms of people who want to be in it. We've only began filming with one person. My game plan is this upcoming weekend to put in a lot more filming. NS is actually doing some things on his end as well. And we do have this scene, and I can't go into detail about this because if I give away too much of this, Key and Peele will absolutely steal this from us. Folks, we're going off the rails with this. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been doing a lot of location scouting and planning and orchestrating people to be interested in this project. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to share this. I got the opportunity to talk with a young guy who's 21 years old. He might even be watching this live stream. So if he is, shout out to him. And when I'm trying to tell people about the project, it's very hard because I don't want them to think that it's a joke and hang up because they don't believe that we're for real about this. Hollywood has never touched anything like this. They would never touch tips on this because there's going to be a call for cancellation on a project like this. However, I don't really care about that. I believe in this. You've never seen anything like it. It could do blockbuster numbers. And whether it does or it doesn't, it's still going to be a freaking worldwide sensation because people are either going to like it or they're either going to love it or they're going to hate it. So for one reason or another, the project's going to get the attention it deserves. So I'm talking to this young kid the other week about it. 21 years old. I do have some apprehensions about talking to him because I don't know. He comes from a different time. So I get to finally breaking the ice about the gay zombie situation. I begin to share with him a scene from the movie. It's a very climactic scene, no Diddy. And it's a very important scene at the same time. As asinine, no pun intended, as it is, it's a very important scene. So I share with him the scene. He loves it. He loves the idea. And he's like, yeah, man. I said, look, it is a project that could certainly have a call for cancellation, whatever. And he was like, yeah, man, the PC people are going to hate it. And I was like, yo, I like that you used that word right there. And he says, well, I do want to tell you this. He was like, I am bisexual. And I'm like, hey, look, man, that's your thing. I don't have an issue with that. That's your prerogative in life. But because of the fact that you are bi and you're interested in this, maybe we're thinking too much into it. So there was that. Anton says, John of the Dead. Look at that John over there, boy. Hey now. What are the zombies going to sound like is the other issue that I'm having. How will they run? Will they switch when they run with the little cake shaking? You know what I mean? Are they going to be fast zombies or slow zombies? NS, do we need a dude like Shoes as a chief zombie who is the final boss? One yes or no? Everybody gonna say one for the yes. Shoes would be great for this. The guy looks like freaking Final Fantasy VII, for God's sakes. He looks like Fantasy Fest down in Key West. Just take the shirt off. What did you just say? Yo, hey! I was just making a general, evaluation. No Diddy. Are you sure? Are you one of them? You see? I'm like fucking Steven Spielberg mixed with Zach Zuckerby, who just bought fucking TikTok. Zach Zuckerby? You got to be smarter than everybody. Blame it on Kamala. She the reason TikTok got banned. Sorry. There I go, crashing out a little bit. Hey, NS, I also missed this one right here. Did y'all see Boondocks? We're going to have a hip-hop thug guy who also is low-key gay, and he keeps up his image in the face of the survivors who won't support his true identity. What if there was a scene in the movie where there was an interrogation, right? Like, one of the zombies got to be like on some I Am Legend shit, right? Because those zombies were smart and they were able to coordinate and project manage and all of those type of things. So what if we had an I Am Legends gay zombie who we caught in a trap, like where you put the stick in the box and the carrot in there to catch a rabbit? Well, instead of a carrot, we got to have some kind of something. I mean, I don't know how you get. I don't know how you. But anyways, so there's an interrogation scene, right? And it's like, tell us what you really want. I mean, imagine this. We could take from other movies to make for our own. Do y'all remember the movie The Town when Ben Affleck was getting interrogated? Remember that? It could be a scene like that. Power Toy says, are there lesbian zombies too? No, we're going to make this a sausage fest. And in fact, that might be the title of the movie. To add the female dynamic in the gay zombie apocalypse is doing too much. The premise of this is the gay zombies are here for the guys, right? And it makes sense because women should be fearful of this, because if all the men turn gay, humanity as a whole cannot procreate. You know what I mean? So like maybe we thought about having like some strippers come to the rescue, like they were the saviors. Maybe some OnlyFans chicks. What's the girl that smashed like 100 dude in 10 minutes? Remember that? And then cried about it, like something like that. Folks, sorry, I'm trying to project manage as I'm sharing this with you. Polar grizzly bear with a zombie's able to project. Hey, man, you caught it. I'm telling you, man, maybe the stand-up is where I really need to take it, but sometimes I'm so ADD and so fast with it, the Reddit can't keep up, man. They like, God damn, this dude Joe's like the Nostradamus Illuminati with these freaking proverbs he be dropping. That should be like straight jewels, man. Straight jewels. NS says, yes, exactly. The hip-hop guy is going to be tied to a chair, and we're going to show him pictures of Shannon Tatum and different dudes and tell the truth. That's, you know what I mean? Like, we got to set up booby traps. As the survivors, there's constantly got to be a litmus test on this, right? Like, and I take it back to the prison days. Sometimes we would play pranks on dudes. They're up in the shower. You booby trap their entire bunk area with freaking GQ and Men's Health freaking topless dudes, and they get out the shower, and they got all these half-naked dudes taped to their bunk area. It's good for some laughs. But maybe it's deeper than that. In a world where a sausage fest no Diddy situation was imminent, what happens when? Aaron, was it Bonnie Blue? I couldn't even tell you. The only reason I even know about that is because I was on that. I was on Twitter. I hate to even refer to it as X because it just sounds so dirty. But I was on Twitter, and like somebody made like a freaking a YouTube documentary about that. Had the audacity to ask that chick after she just smashed 100 guys in 10 minutes. How did that make you feel? Buddy, how the fuck do you think it made her feel? Did you get brick asking her that? How'd that make you feel? Huh? Like sandpaper down there. Bitch, I can hardly walk. How you think it made me feel? Mr. B. Green, we up in here, man. That's me, says Shannon Sharp definitely needs to be the boss zombie in that movie. And it's crazy because you say that, you know, Shannon Sharp, you'll, like, anytime that you even try to, you know, think anything, shout out to Shannon Sharp. No disrespect intended toward him, but there's always that picture of him flexing with the Louis Vuitton fanny pack, wearing the Spanx damn near, standing bow-legged. Buddy, where are you coming from on that Learjet? Diddy's house? The fuck's going on? Anyway, sorry, man. Derek said, Joe with that fire haircut, no Diddy. I look like the goddamn gay zombie vinyl boss, man. And it's always crazy because when you see it, when it's like first done, you don't really, you're like, oh, yeah, it ain't bad. I just look this way. So, you know, there's only so much you're going to be able to do. But then after about 10 minutes, you're looking in the rear view mirror. The fuck? After an hour, you're like, it's already set in. The damage is done. Let it grow out. Try again. Man, they got me looking like, oh, man. What's that girl on TikTok on Instagram who be like, let that sink in, baby. She made her claim to fame from doing that. You've got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can drive our way? You know, man, they be going in on that chick. If you don't know who I'm talking about, oh, God. Yeah, man, they got me looking like freaking Tracy Chapman up in this mother. That didn't land right. Folks, I guarantee that this live stream is hella delayed, and I can only imagine the reason why. I am going to get ready to go ahead and wrap this thing up because I do got to do some stuff for getting ready for tomorrow. I just wanted to come through and kick it with you guys for a little bit. I do apologize for the lack thereof videos. I will get back on track with all of that. I think to myself, like, who subscribed to After Prison Show because of some of my later content, like maybe a Cord video or maybe a Kelly video or something along them lines, and then they pop into the live stream and they hear us talking about the movie and they're like, oh my God! Folks, I got to wrap it up. I just about caused an electrical fire. I don't know if the microphone is going to be working very much longer. I literally just dropped my drink inside of an electric heater. Who else? Going to do some shit like that. Hey, thanks for taking the time.